Okay, do I have a mic now? I forgot to turn the mic on. Are we all set? Mike? Can you hear me? Okay, yay. Okay, this is going to be a live riding video on Baby. I haven't ridden her since, gosh, June, but I lunged her today. I lunged her yesterday for the first time in a while, and we had a power outage, so I'm hoping this is going to stay on because I tried a little bit ago and it kept cutting out. So anyway, hi everybody. I think somebody else said hi. Anyway, so hopefully this will work. And I haven't ridden her since probably the last video on my channel that you can see. I think in a red top. So it's been a while, but we've lunged the last 2 days. And I just want to talk for just a couple minutes to make sure it's not going to cut out. But did you guys check out my new banner? I made a new banner. Well, I just kind of redid it and changed the message in the middle. It's called Sharing My Horse Journey with You. So I think I haven't really had like a focus for my channel. So that's basically what it's going to be is, oh, hi, somebody else said hi. Yeah, and I think I want to do more live videos because it's called LifeWithHorsesTV, and this is just me doing things with my horses, lunging and riding, and I just thought it would maybe be kind of fun just to have full lunging sessions and riding sessions and whatever else, plus in addition to the videos that I've already been making. But anyway, and with live videos too, everything's reversed. Just in case, like I noticed my last lunging video, when I was saying left, we were going to the left, it looked like we were going to the right. So everything's reversed. I don't know why that happens. But also I have a new video, fly mask and fly boots, and I'm going to be doing a live review on that, but I wanted to go ahead and get that posted so you guys could see the new stuff and which ones you think, or which one. There's only one that got a 5-star. Below that video, comment below which one you think got a 5-star, 5 out of 5 star. There were five things, and yeah, then I'll do a live review and then you guys can see if you got it right. So I also want to say follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I've been posting a lot more on there, and it's stuff that you won't see on here. Sometimes just like everyday little clips and stuff, and it's the same, Life with Horses TV, on both Instagram and Facebook. And okay, yeah, I posted something about lunging Baby yesterday, and she's standing way over here because this was blowing and scaring her. Come here. Come here. So somebody was saying that lunging was overrated, and so this is something for you guys to think about, and like comment now if you want to, or whenever. Do you guys think it's overrated? What do you guys think about lunging? Is it overrated to you? I answered that to, it depends on why and how you do it. Your shoes. Hi. I think somebody else is saying hi. My shoes. Somebody voted for my shoes. But yeah, make sure you go to that video and comment in the comment section below on that video, on the newest video, the fly mask and fly boots. But we have one vote for my shoes that got the 5 stars. So anyway, or maybe I should wait and say my belief at the end about the lunging. Do you guys think lunging is overrated? So go ahead and comment now. I'm going to go ahead and get on and start riding. We're probably just going to walk, and my focus today, since we haven't ridden, we're going to have to get our connection again. So I'm probably going to do some serpentines and maybe some circles and stuff like that to get her between my legs and my reins. So just so we get our connection again, that's our goal. And yeah, So comment if you think lunging's overrated. If I don't see it now as you guys write it, I'll see it later. So yeah, I'm just curious, and I'll go ahead and tell you mine right now. Mine is it depends on why and how you're using it and what your purpose is for using it. I think lunging is a good tool to get a good connection with your horse, to see where your horse's mind is. And I think if you use it for that, it's a very valuable tool to just build that connection and see what your horse is thinking and where its mind is. And now if you're using it just to like lunge them to get the energy out, yeah, it can probably be overrated, I think, but I want to know what you guys think too. So anyway, I'm going to put this down. Make sure I set stuff on top of here so this doesn't blow, because I don't want her to spook while I'm on her. Okay, and I'm going to try to step up without my block, but yeah, I can't find my little block, so yeah, let's come over here. And hopefully I'll be on video most of the time on screen. So, and we're going to be a little rusty. I have to get my feel back for her, just because I don't know when that last video was made. Our last ride, maybe in June. So anyway, it looked like our video was doing good and not cutting out, so hopefully it'll keep going. So yeah, I usually like to have a block just so I don't twist the saddle so much on her. But yeah, let's turn this way so you don't look at my butt. I don't want to put my butt in your face. Okay. Back up. Good girl. Okay. Well, baby doodles. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, my goodness. It gets harder the older you get. Okay, and I have my mic back here, so I'm gonna try to stick it here, make sure it's still on. Okay, so okay, well, baby doodles. Yeah, maybe stick it in here. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay there. Okay. So I'm going to walk her off first, neck reining. I always kind of do that. I make them stand here first like this. We've worked on this because a couple years ago she didn't want to just stand here. She wanted to like walk off right away. So I've made her stand. So first thing we're going to work on is neck reining her, just, one-handed. That kind of like tells me where she is. And so I just kind of diagnose, I guess, like what she's doing and everything, and then that'll kind of tell me what I need to work on. So like I said, the goal is to get her between my legs and my reins, which means just to get her balanced, where she's listening to my legs and my seat. Walk. See, I'm not used to her, just that little tiny squeeze. She kind of, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but she kind of flinched a little bit. So she's a lot more sensitive than my Chansey boy. And I can hear my phone ringing. I don't know who that is. Hope it's not too loud. Okay, so I'm using my left leg to make her go right. her to get her to kind of lift up. She's kind of like heavy. So when they're kind of heavy on the front end like that, and you're trying to turn them, they don't really turn like they're supposed to. It's because they're kind of more on the front end. So when you bump, it kind of gets them to kind of lift a little bit. She lowers her head too. I use their head too as a sign of like what they're doing in their bodies. If they're, now this is for Western pleasure. This isn't for every discipline, I guess. So I ride Western pleasure. So our goal, our end goal is to ride with a level or even below level headset and be able to ride and do all 3 gaits on a loose rein without having to touch them or hold them to go slow. So the goal for Western pleasure is to go slow. And in the bigger shows, you have to do it on a loose rein. Not that I'm going to take her to a bigger show, because that would be a quarter horse show. And I don't know how many they really have around here. Plus, I don't really know if I want to do that. Now, they have paint shows in Fallon, and that is one of our goals. We have done one paint show, but he's farther along than she is when it comes to staying consistent and slow on a loose rein, especially with his jog. His lope isn't finished yet, but she does a little bit, but she kind of needs a little bit of help. So she's kind of being a little pokey here, which I don't care. I like this. Okay, so see, she's kind of like, she's not turning, right? So I'm bumping her to turn her. I'm using my right leg, my left leg a little bit, but my right leg to make her turn to the right. You put your inside, you can use your inside leg if you have to make them bend a little bit more. While you're bumping, you just lay it on it. But then the outside leg, I have spurs on, so the outside leg kind of taps to go right. So it's the left leg tap to go right. I'm bumping her so she stays lifted and walks all 4 feet around. So the walk is a 4-beat gait. So let's see what she does now if I don't help her. So I'm just going to neck rein her and use my leg. So she kind of turns more, how would I want to say it? She's kind of straighter when she turns. So she turns like this instead of, kind of bending around the turn. I mean, you don't want them to bend too much. You don't want them to have their face all the way around, but you want them to kind of like get on that correct arc. So if you're going to the right, they should have a slight arc this way. Just a slight, so you don't want them to go straight and then kind of turn like that. You want them to walk all the way around with 4 feet. So when I bump her, that's kind of what I'm doing, is to help her. And yeah, let's go this way for a little bit. Okay, let's make just a little bit bigger circle. So she's kind of pushing this way, so I'm going to bump her and push her back this way to get her straight. So I like to work on these kind of things. It's kind of tedious. Some people might say it's boring, but I love this kind of stuff because this is where it all starts, is at the walk. So if you can't get them to stay straight between your legs and listen to you and stay balanced at the walk, you're going to have a harder time to do it at the jog too, and then especially the lope. The faster the speed gets. To see she's pushing her left shoulder out a little bit, so I'm going to bump her and push my left leg on her, and now use my right leg a little bit to close in. When I get her where I want her, then I use my right leg to kind of close it in, so she's kind of between my legs again. And I was saying something before that. I think the reason she's walking slow is because she knows my focus isn't like, you know, down here. She's kind of like, okay, she's kind of waiting in a way. So, okay, she did good. I wish I could see if anybody's still there. Is anybody still there? Is anybody saying anything? I was going to have my mom maybe sit out here one time, and so see, she's pushing that way. So I'm going to put my left leg on her just a little bit. Well, she has an itch. But I was going to have my mom maybe one time come out and sit and read comments if there were comments while we're riding. And this might be boring, so maybe we might not even have anybody there. But this right here too, I think is good for them because it helps them to relax. So see how she's just relaxing, and you know, when their heads and necks drop, they're relaxed. You just want to make sure that they're not like pulling down on you. But a lot of times too, they'll get lower at home than at the show ring. So most of the time you don't have to worry about them getting them too low, unless you feel like they're pulling down. Then you need to kind of bump them off their face and off the bit to get them lifted in the front end. But my daddy always used to say, you have to walk them just as much as you do any other gait. So, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to always, well, I wanted to do anything other than walk. I wanted to jog and lope, and yeah, we never were allowed to do very much. We were lucky if we could jog. But we showed Western pleasure when we were younger. And yeah, now being older, and I used to ride thoroughbreds too. I rode thoroughbreds for my parents, and so I'm using my left leg and bumping her to get her to kind of stay where she's supposed to. And working on this kind of stuff here, eventually they get to where you don't have to use your hands at all. It's like they're just like really in touch with your legs and your seat, so you can basically guide them. Let me see if I can guide her without using my reins. So I'm using my left leg to turn her to the right. So that was pretty good. And I don't know if you guys saw my video of Chansey. It's called No Hands Riding, and I think I have a pink shirt on. But yeah, I put my reins around the saddle horn and rode him. We've gotten pretty good at that. So I want to get her to that point. But anyway, what was I saying? I used to ride thoroughbreds for my parents when I was in high school, and I was going to be a jockey, but then I got into bodybuilding. But yeah, being younger, oh, I loved to like run the racehorses and stuff like that. But now being older, this is really fun to me. I love this. I love the slow. I love the challenge of like making them. And that was the thing right there. It's like if you're using your leg and they feel like they're starting to kind of cut in too much, you have to use your other leg to not let them cut in too much. So the feeling of a turn should be that they're walking all 4 feet around balanced and not like shifting their weight back more to, like, say, the back end and like pivoting around too much, or vice versa, shifting their weight to the front end. Let me see if I can make her do that. Like that. So that was kind of shifting her weight to the front end and making her back end step bigger. The steps really for a nice balanced turn should be all even. So you kind of have to use both legs, and it just comes with its feel. So you want them to feel balanced as they walk around. So they're centered, their back's lifted, they're centered, and they don't have more weight on the front or more weight on the back. The front end and the back end are stepping evenly, I guess you could say. And sorry about that, I was talking about something else and now I don't remember. I was over here, I think. I don't remember what I was talking about. So yeah, I'm like really happy with this right now. So yeah, we might step it up into the jog and see how she does with that. And I probably won't talk as much at the jog, as I feel like I got her listening to my legs. She's pretty much between my legs. Pretty good, pretty good. So I'm going to go two-handed. And just because it's going to be, we're going to go at a faster pace, faster speed. So I just want to make sure that I get her between my reins and legs, and then I'll maybe go to one-handed once we get going. So I'm going to let her just kind of do her regular jog, and then I want to see what that feels like, and then I will try to tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, if I can. I'm going to need more focus for this, so jog, jog, come on, come on, come on, good girl. So to me, this is not good. So I'm gonna push her to her face just a little bit. She's kind of a little lazy. We're kind of rusty at this, especially me. I have to get my feel back for her. She pushes out, like she just pushed out there. So when she does that, it makes her have a leak. So she loses her roundness and her cadence. That's pretty good right there. So the goal here isn't to get her head set. The goal here is to get her a good cadence and to get her, see, she pushed her left shoulder in right there and she pushed her right shoulder out. So to get her, the goal is to get her balanced between my legs and the reins so she can be lifted in her back and her gait to be crisper and not flat and lazy. So whenever I pick up on her, if you see me pick up on her, it's because she's doing something to lose her crispness, and she's has a leak or a lean, whatever you want to call it. Jog. She has a I call it a leak because it's like the energy's leaking out. And I'm going to stop for a second to tell you guys this. Whoa. See, and that was not a good whoa. So we're going to back. So we're going to try that again. I hope I can remember what I was going to tell you. Whoops. Jog. So she walked through that stop. Whoa. Whoops. Okay, that was a little bit better. Minus the stumble. Yeah, now I don't remember what I was going to tell you. The leak. So like a leak, I call a leak like if they push the shoulder out. If you have a leak, your energy can't be focused. And this goes with fitness training too, but in fitness with my clients, I call it centered. So your core is engaged, you're centered, which would be the same as a horse lifting its back. So if your horse is centered, it's going to travel smoother and crisper and more cadence, balanced. And if they have a leak, like they push a shoulder out or something, the energy drains out. So if the energy drains out, their back kind of flattens. It can't stay up. You use that energy and the focus to stay this way. And if they have a leak out to one side or forward or whatever, this happens. They become flat. And it feels kind of flat. It feels sluggish and flat and doesn't feel crisp, and it's not cadenced. They don't listen to your legs as well. So when they're centered and lifted, they listen to your legs really well. So anytime you see me lifting on her, I'm not just lifting here. I'm probably using my legs too to get her back straight between my legs. Like I'll feel her, go one way or the other. So I'm lifting up whichever rein I need to, depending on what her head is doing. Like say if she pushed her right shoulder out and her head was kind of to the left, like if we were going to the right, okay, and now remember it's going to be opposite. But if we were going to the right and she pushes this shoulder out, this is her right shoulder, if she pushes this shoulder out and her head goes this way, I would probably pull this rein in a little bit, maybe this one up, maybe this one back, to get her to do that, and then put this leg on her to push that shoulder back in. So you kind of use a combination of the two, your reins and your legs, to keep them straight. So once I would get her on the correct arc and this back put back in, if she stayed there, I would let her go until I felt she did something else. So, so I think we're going this way. So yeah, let's go the other way for a little bit. Walk. Okay. Good girl. Jog. Good girl. She pushed out to the left a little bit. That was good right there. Whoa, that was nice right there. So whenever she's doing good, and that was on a loose rein, I wasn't touching her. I was kind of giving her her head to see what she would do. And you have to help them sometimes, but then you want to let them go to see what they're going to do, if they're going to stay. So you're kind of teaching them where you want them to be. And it's repetition, 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 but eventually they learn where you want them to be. And she was doing really good here, so if she's gone just a little bit without me touching her, I'll ask her to stop. So that's like a reward to show her. And she stopped really nice too. And it's because she was going more correct. You know, it's like when they're going more correct and balanced, they'll stop better. And if they're more front heavy, so if they have a lean or a leak forward and they're heavy on their front end, when you ask them to whoa, which right in the beginning, when I had asked her where I was going to tell you that, she was kind of, her mind was thinking that way. She was more forward, more that way. That's why she didn't stop that well. And my fault, probably because I was talking too much, or maybe, I don't know. I'll be curious to go back and watch this too. But she stopped really nice here. And that was a reward for her to show her that was good. That's what I wanted. So that's what I do a lot of times with lunging in with this. Not always, but a lot of times when I'm trying to get them to go or feel a certain way whenever they are, I try to stop them and let them rest a little bit and say, that was good. That was good. Okay. Let's walk. We might do just a little bit more. Actually, I was happy with that. I'm kind of curious to see too if I'm staying on screen the whole time. See, she's pushing out right there. Right here is like when you lift up on them like this, they shouldn't shorten their stride, and she's kind of sucking back a little bit, so I'm kind of using my legs to kind of tap, 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 both at the same time to kind of get her to move forward. and not like resist it. She just gave. So I just let her face go. You probably can't see that. But this is good to practice too, because you need to be able to pick up on them and it not rattle them or have them resist. Because when you're riding, you need to pick up to like push them into their face a little bit more. That helps them to lift. So yeah, let's go maybe just a little bit more. Jog. Good girl. She's pushing to the outside just a little bit. Whoa, that was pretty good. Yeah, let's walk over this way. That was a good girl. Good girl. Yeah. She pushed out a little bit here, but then we got it straight, and then that was good. I wanted to stop her. Whoa. And that was a good stop there, too. So she's listening to me again. And my seat. I used my seat. But the jog is a 2B gait. So sometimes it helps when you're jogging. It should be a distinct 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And sometimes if you count that out in your head, or you can cluck the beat too. That kind of helps to, and you can kind of take that count and kind of count it slower and start to relax and just focus on that, and they'll kind of tend to do that too. They'll slow down with you, but it shouldn't be, it should be a distinct 2B. Like when she first started, she was kind of, I don't know, she felt flat. It wasn't like a true 2B crisp feeling. And these last ones, I'll be curious. It always looks different up here than when it does when you're like watching it. But from my perspective, from the beginning until the end, she felt more relaxed. Her head was a little bit better. She wasn't as resistant with it. She wasn't resisting my hands. She kind of like relaxed into it. So these videos are going to be good for me too, because then I can go back and watch, and it's good now that I have a mic, which I hope it's working, because I'll be able to hear what I was talking about watching it. My last video I made with her, I made it with the solo shot, and I just did a voiceover after and did my best to see what she was doing from watching the video. So it'll be interesting to see this and hear what I was talking about. But anyway, I'm going to let that be it. I was really happy with that, especially she did better than I thought she was going to. So for us not riding, yeah, so we're going to just walk around one-handed like we did in the beginning. So I usually always end walking, and yeah, I kind of just practice like using my legs and turning her and stuff. Like she's being a little resisty right there. It's like I'm using my left leg. There she goes. Okay. So like if you're using your leg and they're resisting it and they're not turning for the pressure that you have to add more pressure to make them loosen up, and then once they get it, you can kind of back off again. So whatever you're using with your legs, if they resist it, you have to use a little bit more until you get what you want. So we're gonna see now she just pushed out that way. So now we're gonna try again. So yeah, she's a little more resistant to the right than to the left. So we're going to try to the right again. Yeah, I'm having to use more leg. So sometimes I go to two hands when I feel too much of that too, so I can really feel and get her in between my reins and my legs. So I use both. So that's better. So whenever you do something like that, like I just put her in a circle, you put them in a circle and get the feel that you're trying to achieve. Once you feel like you got it and they gave, then you let them go and take them out of the circle. That's their reward. So that's like timing. That's timing of pressure and release. So that's how they learn. They don't learn from the pressure. They learn from the release. So that's what I was talking about when I have them, like when I was jogging her and I stopped her when she felt like she was doing good. It was a feel that I like. And I could be wrong when I go back and watch it, but that's how I learn though too. It was pretty close if it wasn't, exactly what I wanted, but I stopped her when it felt good. So that was the release. It starts with I'm holding her with the face, getting her balanced, and I let her go. That's a release. And even next step for the release is like a whoa to whoa to, and that was a nice stop to show them that was good. So kind of the same thing with the circle. I was holding her face, using my legs. So my legs and my hands are the pressure, and trying to get her to give me a certain feel and to relax and give and not be so stiff and resistant. And as soon as I felt her do that, then I let her go and let her walk out straight. So that was a reward. So that's the release, and that's how they learn. So you eventually get to using two hands like that where, they'll do it one-handed, walk, two. But sometimes just going to two hands compared to one when you're trying to really get them balanced helps. Because when you're at home, you don't have to ride with one hand. If they're an older horse and they're in a shank bit, you can ride with two hands and get the feel that you're wanting. So So that was pretty nice right there. Now we're going to go to the right again. So she's kind of, see how she turns different? Okay, now she's kind of getting around. Let's see. Yeah, she must be just a little stiffer this way. I don't think she's being a bad girl. She's just, yeah, and in some of my earlier videos of her, going to the right is one way that she doesn't bend quite as much. And actually, just thinking about it, my morning feeding routine video, whoa. Okay, I didn't like that, whoa, walk. My morning feeding routine video, I talked about liver support and kidney support. And one of those deals with horses that have problems with right turns. And I can't remember which one it is. I think it might be the kidney support. So we're going to try this again. Whoa. Okay, that was better. So I used my seat, didn't have to use my reins. And anyway, it's that time of year too, because those two supplements, the liver support and kidney support, are good to start fall going into winter. So it's about that time. And those two things just help them, because during the spring and summer, they kind of accumulate toxins and stuff like that from fly sprays, vaccinations, dust in their hay, their grain. Just they get toxins from a lot of different things. So those two things help to just cleanse their bodies. And yeah, so it's about that time. I can't believe it's like, it's not quite fall, but it's almost fall. Time sure does fly. So anyway, I have new batteries in my mic. Yesterday it went dead like right at the end of our lunging videos. So new batteries. So hopefully it's still going. Hopefully I didn't lose the connection, because like I said, I was having problems with the connection earlier. So hopefully it's still going. I hope it is. Right? Good girl. Come up here. Come on. Please, I hope it's still going. Yay, I see a picture. And nobody's here. And nobody's here. Okay. Well, how long did this go? Okay, almost 50 minutes. All right, so anyway, that was our ride for today. And this is September 18th, 2018. So this is our first ride in a long time. So anyway, hope you guys like it. If you do, anybody that watches it, please give us a thumbs up, and check out our new video, the fly mask and fly boots video. And I'm going to try to do more videos like this as long as people watch them. So I'm going to try it for a little while and see what happens. Try the riding and the lunging videos live. And anyway, hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.